Hello, Gambit. I'm gonna do some cells real quick. Probably get some ammo.
Welcome back, buddy. Give me a shout if you need anything.
I'm gonna drop some stuff off at the safe house, and I'll be going to do one of the quests. Where is it? There it is. And I'll probably be met with legionary assassins, like always. Look at that. Ain't here. Hello, Quill. Alright, we're going to get started with Old World Blues. It's a DLC. And I'll probably just stay up all night just doing it. It's not too long of a DLC, but it's pretty eventful. Here we are at the Mojave Drive-In. Get to meet this little crash satellite. Make sure I got enough stim tags real quick. I do. See, I'm only level 32. What's my science? Science is pretty decent. Repair can be better, so probably not going to be able to get a lot of some things done. Oh, that's right. I have to wait till midnight. I'll have to wait again. There we go. So now, let's see what I shall do. The crash satellite seems to be the source of the strange transmission you received. Old World Blues is recommended for experienced couriers, level 15, I'm a level 32. You have premonition that while you'll be unable to return to Mojave until you solve the mysteries of the Big Empty, you will be able to take anything you can carry with you, and you will be able to return to the Big Empty anytime after completing Old World Blues. So for those who don't know, I think Old World Blues came immediately after Dead Money DLC, which was the Sierra Madre. Sierra Madre was a bit different. You couldn't really take anything with you, and you couldn't really take much with you back. But they did it on purpose and stuff like that. Every other DLC is, you know, you can go with and take out and easily travel, just Dead Money one's not. If you are up to a challenge, you have all that you want to carry with you. Down the satellite a little closer. Atomic wonders of science await.
In the years before the Great War, Big Mountain had been the home to the brightest minds of the 21st century. Scientists of vision were drawn to the facility to tackle the greatest technological challenges of the era. They sought to create a new world, fueled by technology for the benefit of all mankind. Sonic emitters, space-age alloys, DNA hybridization, force field particle research, autodoc advances in cranial, cardiac, and trauma surgery. The hopes and dreams of a century became realities in the electronic forges of Big Mountain. The nucleus of this research was the Dome. A huge stone facility that held the labs of every science known to man. It was a think tank where no problem could not be solved, where no question could not be answered. The Great War brought a new energy to Big Mountain and its scientists. Although sheltered from the front lines, the scientists waged their own war, fighting their battles at the atomic level. Equations and calculations marched endlessly across chalkboards and computer terminals toward one solution: winning the war. For years, the minds and computers of Big Mountain were a blaze of trajectories, weapon schematics, and nuclear theories. The problems began to outpace the solutions, first geometrically, then exponentially. As the war escalated, so did the questions. On the night of October 23rd, 2077, the scientists received an answer that put all their questions to rest. In the aftermath, Big Mountain's silent experiments went to sleep, their creators slowly dying in the new world that had been left behind. And the great stone in the middle of the Big Empty lay untouched, filled with countless technological wonders. Wonders that, in the end, had been answers to the wrong question.
Wearing a patient gown. Well, here we go.
I thought I heard the pacification field kick in. All right, shh. Nobody move. I'll handle this. Be warned, intruder. You are in the presence of the mighty think tank of Big Mountain. The collective geniuses of... We... By Oppenheimer, which one of you self-professed geniuses has been adjusting my volume knob? Who was it? Was it you, 8? Oh, Dr. O, was it? Likely story. O couldn't spark 2 neurons if they were in a lattice of biomed gel.
What? Me? Breaking news, Klein. It wasn't me, all right? I'm the robotical engineer. 8 is sound waves. That's his specialty. You always do this. You always demean me in front of guests. And it's not O, all right? It's...
Enough! Either of you do it again, it'll be the last time. Now... Great. Now I forgot what I was saying. What was I talking about? Did it just say something? Anyone catch that? Boros, you work with animals. Translate. It's a lobotomite. Here, in the dome. Oh, as if this situation couldn't get any worse. Now we've got lobotomites. Dala, get the spray before it excretes all over everything.
Dr. Klein, if my hypothesis is correct, this lobotomite is the repository of the brain we sent the signal to, the skinvelope once containing it. If so, it's proof that there may indeed be something beyond the crater. Just look at it. The way it blinks. It's like a big, hairless teddy bear.
I know what it is, Dala. I want to know why it's down here. With its limbs all over everything. And are those penises I see wriggling on its feet? Disgusting.
I believe those are toes, Dr. Klein. Little teddy bear toes. Penises are much larger than those tiny extremities. Not that I would know.
I don't recall the human penis ever being that large.
It depends on one's own frame of reference, Dr. O. Look at its little nose with its 2
now we're
orifices for
talking about
ingesting
penises.
oxygen.
Noses? Aye, the great static. These lobotomites confound me with their sheer number of useless extremities. Now it's holding up an array of fully erect hand penises. If it tries to insert them, activate vivisectors.
Dr. Klein, wait. I don't believe those gestures were random. Random at all. It's been following our conversation. The lobotomite understands us.
I agree with Boros's histrionic findings. This little lobotomite is unusually attentive for something whose brain has been extracted.
Nonsense! Lobotomites can't comprehend us.
8, have you been in the mentats again? If we slow down our oral processoreceptors to understand this excretion, we'll all be rendered ignorant.
All of you, power down, shut up, and let me prove once and for all how wrong you all are. As usual. Lobotomite, do you understand me? Can you speak? Those were words, weren't they? In the form of questions. It's asking me questions. Is this some kind of trick?
Our efforts have turned against us. In playing God, we created a monster.
Perhaps as we were ruthlessly lobotomizing it with our cutters, we filled the skin envelope with awareness. A teddy bear with new stuffing.
Wait. If what you're theorizing is this lobotomite understands us, can reason with us.
Then this may be just the answer we've been looking for. At last, a chance to
Dr. Klein! A transmission from the Forbidden Zone, coming right at us!
It can only be. If it isn't my old colleagues, the mighty think tank of Big Mountain. Big fools, all of you. It is I, Dr. Mobius, transmitting from my dome-shaped dome in the Forbidden Zone. A zone that is, yes, forbidden to you! Even now, my deadly robo-scorpions swarm across Big Mountain with their pincers and pointy laser tails. Soon, all science will be mine! Even the technology sealed in the Big Mountain research centers cannot save you. So cower in your think tank. Wait for the end. That's all. Goodbye. Mobius. Always the same broadcast. He's clearly mad, driven insane by his flawed and imprecise kindergarten-level research methodology.
What are we going to do? There's no way we can breach the Forbidden Zone. There's those robot scorpions everywhere.
The Forbidden Zone, where no brain has ever entered, nor ever returned.
Except Dr. Mobius and the technologies that could save us. They are out of our reach.
And Dr. Mobius mocks us. Did you see his cracked monitor? He's clearly let himself go.
What? Ask the lobotomite for help? Hey, I think you need the fluid levels in your logic assist pumps checked.
If this lobotomite responded, Dr. Klein, then it is clearly intelligent, perhaps even displays heretofore unknown levels of helpfulness.
But what of its brain? We scooped that out. We don't even know where we left it. And for putting it back in, none of us have the knowledge.
Yes, but it's still aware and responsive. Look at it. It's regarding us even now, with its big teddy bear eyes.
Is this such an ironic thing that people call me a teddy bear and they're calling me a teddy bear?
Ruthless lobotomizing out.
Also, thanks Ray Blast for the sub.
Favorably disposed to us. We removed your brain. Yes. So soft, barely wrinkled, yet so flush with knowledge and experience. Brain extraction technology has been standard practice at Big Mountain for an immeasurable amount of time.
Once the brain was out, then came the coils. The Tesla coils. The coils of Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, ain't no need to brag. Wherever your brain is, it's transmitting thoughts to you through the
Tesla coils in its head.
This is fortunate in many respects. If your brain was anywhere in the dome, why, you could access your aggression centers.
Circumventing the pacification field. This is a no-no. We have never been in a fight. We do not want that.
Reminds me of my days in American High. And Richie Marcus.
Darla, was it necessary this time?
I assume full responsibility. I take my duties in the prodding and excision of living, breathing tissue quite seriously. Although in truth, the Autodoc had done most of the work already. Quite industrious, almost cut into all my investigations. Once it had removed the brain and I misplaced it, other organs began to cry for direction, using your nerves as telegraph wires. Rather than let them send their signals, I removed them as well. Shh, little organs. Go to sleep in your tanks. Dala loves you.
First was the heart. Wait, I mean, second was the heart. Brain was first. Third was the spine.
Spine. Totally overrated, that arrangement of vertebrae. Look at me, with my lumbar and thoracic curvature. Never had a use for any of that. Spineless is what I prefer.
That Autodoc junk heap was one of Mobius's creations, like the rest of the talking scrap metal in the attic.
After that, the brain lost itself. Not in the metaphysical sense. Might have gotten flushed into one of the pipes. Actually, that's pretty likely.
If so, it was flushed all the way to Mobius. Flush! That is the sound of flushing.
By the Fisher of Rolando, enough of this biological surgery talk. Lobotomite, listen to my voice. It denominates me to ask, but we need your help. In most probable of probabilities, our enemy, Mobius, has your brain. This is not good. He will most likely come after our brains next. We want you to stop him, somehow, with science. Yes, it is our only chance, a desperate plan that came to us after Mobius's first broadcast. Maybe, just maybe, if we reclaim these buried technologies, we can put an end to Mobius and the horrors spawning from the Forbidden Zone. The plan is very complicated. We are still calculating how it would work if it succeeded. That is our part of the plan. Excellent. This is turning out much better than the activate the retreat protocols and cower in my room idea I had earlier.
Agreed. Oh, and I've used my robotical knowledge to, transmit the radio map waves to... Settle down, 8. I would have gotten it in a second, all right? 8 transmitted the last known coordinates of the research centers. They, well, move sometimes. Or get buried. Or blow up.
8 is correct. All we need are the schematics. This does not mean we do not want the cold hard technology, however. So do not give in to your biological tired laziness and decide you would sweat too much carrying them. You have a new spine. Use it. And even if you die in the act of reclamation, simply reaching them will auto-transmitify the schematics to us. That is still good. For us. The technologies are the X2 transmitter antenna array, used to focus coherent thought at excessively high frequencies.
The psychoanalytic, cardiac dampening, sneaky stealth suit. A suit like nothing this world has ever heard, seen, or could ever see.
And 8's sonic sound wave emitter projectile gun, able to broadcast sound at lethal frequencies. It also gives a great biogel massage.
There. We have informed you of all we need. We estimate if you are focused, your time investment will be minimal, by our standards. If you work quickly, you will be the recipient of a gesture of gratitude from us. We do not bestow these old-world gestures lightly. What illogic is this? Keep your filthy, penis-tipped feet out of our labs and secrets.
There are things here no lobotomite was meant to see. Things that would astound and possibly terrify. Terrify!
Yeah, we don't come into your lab and decant your solutions.
Only the magnificence of our monitors allow for true comprehension of the wonders of Big Mountain. Shield your jellied eyes lest they burn from your skull.
Ah, That is correct. You must walk upon your many penised feet. Much slower than our advanced hovering.
The little teddy bear could always run right into the pylon perimeter on its thick, turgid feet, returning it to us quickly and directly.
The radar fence that surrounds the big mountain crater will protect you from straying beyond the facility.
The mighty radar fence protects us all. Get too close to the blinking posts, and the proximity warning shall be your warning. You are too close.
If you get near it, your vision will blur as the electrodes in your head shut off one by one. Click, click, click.
Possible memory loss will occur along with long-term nerve degradation. It is tied to not having a brain attached to your nervous system, but the nerve degradation is nothing to worry about. Such degradation would take many lifespans to become evident, and all biology dies. Such tiny inconveniences are less than the greater convenience and conveyance. You see, if rendered unconscious by the pylons, you will be returned to the sink, seemingly instantaneously by your deadened perceptions.
Oh, Dr. Klein? Dr. Klein? If I may intersect for a moment.
What is it? The lobotomite is asking me things, and I'm trying to ignore them. My processors can't ignore you both at the same time.
Well, you know how we asked it to fetch the sonic emitter thing? Turns out we already have it. What are the odds?
What is this, a high school science fair? Get your act together. You're making us look like a collection of round earthers.
You're always yelling. My receptors can't take it anymore. And neither can my feelings.
I am yelling because you contaminated specimens can't keep your probes off the volume knob on my voice module. It is truly the end of all intelligence when the lobotomite speaks more wisdom than you geniuses. So, if we have the sound wave, sonic projecto thing gun, then what in Heisenberg's name do we need from X8? Anyone?
I believe we need a new frequency embedded into the gun. It was designed to broadcast many sounds once charged. We just don't know the frequency.
And it is lost in X8, just as X8 is forever lost to us. The sadness of my high school days, the sadness of my youth lost.
Oh, really, Boros? All you did in high school was call me Fink Tattletale and all the kids you hated, you little teacher's pet brown hound.
Give the lobotomite the emitter. Does it have an audio effect frequency loaded?
Oh, I don't think so. Wait.
What is he doing?
I think he's sonjaculating. Ding.
You give it to the lobotomite. I'm not touching that thing.
Oh, I don't think so.
I'll do it if you two are going to be ashamed of your own technological needs. Let me give a little sonic sterilization first. All right. All antibacterial fresh. Here, my little teddy bear. I have thoroughly removed all Robco terminate code spew from the device. It is clean, shiny, and ready for your hands.
Yes, I believe Watt's Electronics tended to make the battery shelf life on the low end.
They certainly did. Batteries from my vivisectors would always come up short right before climax.
I think Watts manufactured holodiscs. Or was it holotapes? Never can keep those two straight. Anyway, we're out of small energy cells. Dala, you have some? Why do we... Actually, never mind. I don't even want to know. And no, I don't want to handle...
What did it say? Spit lead? What, like pencils?
Oh, I think it wants a combustion pistol.
A gun? Are you mad? We can't give it a...
Dr. 8 is correct. We already have given the teddy bear a lethal sonic. Giving the teddy bear a gun would be the equivalent of following a glass of hemlock with an Abraxo chaser. Delicious and redundantly deadly.
If we're going to bring the Socratic method into it, fine. Give the
Are you... Wait, I said that already. Yes, I have the Cyberdog gun. With the little floppy metal ears and the curious nose sensor. Here.
Fine. Done. That gun makes me uncomfortable anyway. Always worried it's going to hump my chassis. Anything else, lobotomite? Fine. Boros, more ammo. The good stuff.
Top shelf ammunition. Let's see. Hollow point? That's worthless, but tasty. Oh, and here's some... The JFP might make it ill and poop a lot, but...
Careful where you're pointing that. That device wasn't always a weapon. It was more like a force field kind of thing. Once.
Force fields prevent us from moving, forward or backward.
They are irritating.
The sonic emitter was specially designed to
simply
disable our
record
own
30
safety
minutes of
fields here
dialogue.
in Big Mountain. When some of us lost our access passes,
That only happened once.
Dr. O.
Plenty of rewinding already going on in your filmography.
Yes. Maybe. Well,
Yeah, we lost that part of the schematics. Or Boros did. In one of his stupid labs. Or inside one of his stupid pets.
It is lost. All questions lead to this conclusion.
fine, so, yes. Well, good. What a...
Wait, is it leaving? I volunteer my chambers, so it might be...
No, that would put it too close to us.
We could give it Mobius's old room. That's where its brain got scooped out anyway. And plus, some of its parts are already there. Might be more comforting for it to hang out with its spine and heart. Home is where the heart is, after all. See what I did there? Wet literal.
I suppose. We'll have to move that couch out of there. Been putting that off too long.
8 says, let the lobotomite take the Sync Central Intelligence personality chip and... That stuffy Mobius program Butler can walk the lobotomite. Feed it.
It would also prevent it from going to Higgs Village and taking up residence there. With my teddy bears. And it would be nice to have it so close.
Your logic, combined with my desire to keep the think tank lobotomite free, has swayed me. Here, I present the Sync Central in... Lobotomite, take this chip to the sink, plug it in, and make sure the chip is clean, or it could skip. Then make whatever crude biologic demands you need of the sink. It will cater to most of your hormonal whims. I cannot dispute your logic.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know. Might be... Still might be enough to trick the Sync's trade routines. Mobius put that test line for caps in the code as a debug command, I think.
I don't believe that was Mobius's reason. His wild speculation concerning post-Holocaust economic systems was quite extensive and of high decibel.
Enough! Surrender these so-called bottle caps, Nuka and Sunset alike. In their role as things, they will serve as adequate test subjects.
All right, here, cap away. Hope that stupid chip chokes on them.
Again, your logic is unassailable in its simplistic need. Oh?
It's not going to help. That ship will probably refuse them anyway, as stuck up as it is.
Yes, you may need to wiggle it in a bit, but there is no more we can do to aid you, and our patient... Of course!
Salutations and felicitations, sir, and a most jocund welcome to the sink. I am your electronic valet and household central processor. May I be of service, sir? In addition to managing the personality matrices, any goods sir might require may be purchased through my shopkeep interface.
Attention, students. This is the pre-recorded voice of your pre-recorded principal. Principal Boros. You may know me as the head chief first researcher of Labs 14. Valiantly to preserve Rattlesnake right where it belongs, in the dear predator. Oh, and the tarantula hook. Can't splice enough, I always say. Especially if we make a magnificent cazador.
So this guy basically made the cazadors and the Night Stalkers. Interesting. He created basically hell on earth.
This is a most serious matter, requiring the most serious of detentions. Can you spell detention? I'll tell you how I spell it. Death tension. Commie pinko traitors. Oh! Now I will send vicious cybernetic cyborg dogs through the corridor. Lead all you traitors out. They will sniff out which among you have chosen the commie path. Especially you, Betsy Bright, who turned me down to the high school dance so you could smoke with Richie Marcus. All monitors will also be vigilant. Step outside during class, and they'll make sure you make a speedy jump back to your desk. Hold your urine and wait for the proper bathroom break time. You are in the
Ugh.
Down at the end of the hall is Balls. Like Richie Marcus. Do you hear me, Betsy? Richie likes balls. This is really Boros, by the way. Hello again. None of us thought you would get this far. accidental test.
Law of accidental. Commencing attack.
Oh, yes! My pet! Gabe! Boy, and the countless experiments I've done on him back at Higgs. Gabe? Gabe! You're about to have your favorite treat. Won't that be nice? Don't eat the fish, boy! Don't! Please! Gabe would bark and snarl and bite whenever anyone came to visit. That's why I replaced his legs with spare parts and fed him a steady diet of psycho-laced dog chow. Klein wants it, all right, boy? Let the intruder take it up wherever you buried it. Gabe, down. Down, boy. Stop it. The cafeteria will be serving nothing. Because I still want no cafeteria, no bathrooms, no swirlies, no chocolate pudding left in the chairs or brilliant minds. What are you going to do now, Richie Marcus? School is a sacred trust. Even though I am a long-ago graduate of this hated facility, now I see its worth, and see it was corrupted by fertility and girls. Yuck.
Eureka!
Makes you brave.
The Uncanny Valley Research Center has been canceled until further notice. As in, until someone notices it.
This may not be good. I'm surrounded. And there's the sentry bot. What's this there? That's not good. The Gauss rifle. Give me that. Gauss rifle would be nice to have.
sir.
Fuck is this?
Hello, it's nice to meet you. Who can I hide you from today? Stimpack reserves adequate. Medic supplies adequate. Do you like me? Test data processed. Firmware updated to version 1.1. Boot damping sensors online.
it! You'll damage the hull!
Was that all?
Hello, sir.
Good boys and girls take their medals.
Destroy this one, I'll... Robo-Scorpion,
Ready,
attack!
steady, fighting. This is the advanced test. Watch out for laser tripwires. They'll ruin our day. Was that all? Test data processed. Firmware updated to version 1.2. Aura subnet online. Time to fight. This is the expert stealth test. If you thought the lasers were bad, wait till you see the proximity mines.
You're no match for science!
Bad guys dealt with. Too bad. We hit a tripwire. We triggered a that one was totally. If you go back to the terminal to restart the test, again at the terminal. I'll do better next time. Sorry. If you hack the mines, this will go lots faster.
Oh, what? I can hack the mines.
Test data processed. Firmware updated to version 1.3. Torso fitment synced to user's physiology. This is the robot compliance test. If you sneak up on a robot, you can disable it. It's so easy, even I can't mess up. Test data processed. Firmware updated to version 1.4. Impulse accelerator online. Technically, it's impossible to overdose on painkillers.
Stop that! You damn it!
Sneaking gun, fighting now.
Seize you! Roll Scorpion, attack! Roll Scorpion! Go, my minion! Sting them in the name of all!
Cessation of hostilities complete.
The Lobotomite has retrieved two. I see my minions!
Steady. Fighting. Fighting over. Ready, steady, fighting.
Big Mountain, I, Dr. Mobius, will soon control you and all of science!
Was that all? Uh-oh. That's all. Good boys and girls take their medics. Ready, steady, fighty.
Running will only make the pain less.
Cessation of hostilities complete. This one looks pretty tough.
I see you now.
Was that all? Ready, steady, fire. Fighting over. This one looks pretty tough. That's all. Sneaking done. Fighting now. This will only sting for a second. That's all. Sneaking done. Fighting now. Fighting over. Steady. Fighting. Bad guys dealt with.
Attention, students. This is the pre-recorded voice of your pre-recorded principal, Dr. Principal
Time to fight.
Boros. I am lord of this institution, where once now I am its omnipotent God Principal, as I soon will be lord of Big Mountain. 2D2. Do you hear that? It is my trumpet of victories.
What's up, Darth? Just playing Old World Blues on Complicated.
Fighting over. Ready. Steady. Fighting. Bad guys dealt with.
I'm doing good. Probably just gonna be on this for probably a good bit of the night. I'm just kidding. I already had like a nap most of the day, so I'm just gonna go back to sleep. Like I said, you know, I got early class, wouldn't hurt to stay up, go to class, and then go back to sleep.
Was that all?
Do that.
pretty tough.
This is the pre-recorded voice. Pre-recorded principal. Dr. Principal Boros.
You know, one day I'm just going to make a computer that looks exactly like those little things. Just see little things. I've seen someone else do that before, and actually look like a physical computer.
You are in the library. Be quiet here. And deal with it. Please place all filthy in the incinerators used in the sink. Especially those with funny pictures of me.
Do you like me? Bad guys dealt with. This one looks pretty tough. That's all. Peeking gun, fighting gun. Cessation of hostilities complete. Time to fight. over. Time to fight. That's all. This one looks pretty tough. That's all.
Trying to steal the H2 transmitter array antenna, are you? You won't succeed. Not if
I hope it doesn't hurt too bad. We don't have any medics.
I won't escape.
Time to fight.
Intruder, return what you have stolen from X2.
Bet no one has ever been as unnoticed as me. Bad guys dealt with.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you speak of. If you wish to know... What? You did? Your survival, let alone success, barely registered in my projections. Now, all I need to do is check my transmission data bank. Mobius is always filling it up with his psychotic calls. Oh, yeah. No, I mean... I know. If you remember, we described them in clearly on how to use them. Yeah. I've got it. The cardiac... I have it. The override sequence to open the forbidden... Well, not hidden. It's actually right there, behind the probe. It's embedded in what seems to be recursive code. It's badly commented there and there. Oh, and null pointers buried. You see, using the antenna to... Was that my plan? It must have been. Sometimes I... Biological? Ridiculous. I mean, technically, these items could all be used to put you back together once you had your brain. But for now, the door should be unsealed. And that message is science.
The lobotomite animal before me. What other? Be warned. Attempt to propaganda me. Yes, animal. Hormones. Poor. Scalpels shall tell us your secrets, even if we... Thanks so much for sparing Gabe. I know he's really quite killable, which is why I had to augment him. But you needed none of that. Before you is the brain of I lay the bones and hearts of animals. But there are many animals to shape. Indeed, docile. No, such creatures are found only because Big Mountain safety measure. I cannot expect a lobotomite to... Perhaps a demo... Oh, no. No. I was... We... In 2000... Let's see, carry the 3, then count backwards from the Great Static, or beyond. There were the tarantula debates. And something about hawks, which... What you ask is of no importance.
You are an unusual specimen to so bold. Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urinate, yet you have no such fear. Will you? Yes, go. How does it feel to have the... like having a fish? And you return. What? Stop it. Enough. I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomite. Perhaps. Would you? I feel so ashamed, but if you're ready... Ooh. Thank you, lobotomite. Please.
Breaking news! Talking lobotomite arrives in think tank. Its purpose unknown. Oh? Oh, yes. I'm not going to bother. Stop the presses! How dare you bring Rob Kotek in here? What are you showing off? How great Robert House and his big company are?
Ooh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses are big.
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet. Worry about House? What? And him and his dirty girl bots. Don't even get me started on those filthy biological... Yeah, I do. It wasn't always oh. I just took that one. I don't want to get into it. Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after colostodiuretics. Okay, so my name is an O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the... Yes, thank you. 0. I am 0. How hard is that? A narrow, thin 0. 0's my name. I'm proud of it, all right? It doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize the difference. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, so when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
Ready, steady, fighting.
Sting them in the name of all that is. Sting them in the name of all that is. You're no match for science.
Cessation of hostilities complete. This one looks pretty tough. Solve. Time to fight. That's all. This one looks pretty tough. Do you like me? Was that all? No more medicine. So sad. Time to fight. Bad guys dealt with.
Destroy.
Uh-oh.
Go. Tail locking on.
Injecting Stimpak.
Mobius sees you.
Do not approach the pylons. Pylons are the glowing things. Also, do not approach a fallen pylon. If you see a fallen pylon, call security.
That's all. Ready, steady, fighty. Cessation of hostilities complete. Uh-oh. Fighting over. Does that feel better? This one looks pretty tough. Don't you like me anymore?
liaisons connect. Oh, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. A little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely. Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black a while ago. That's old age for you. Should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye would see the wrong things. The flying tortoises were the worst. Would you care for a mentat? I have all sorts of amazingly... I forget them all not long after, though. Especially with... Had to start using the dome floor and... Really? That implies preconceived... After all, it might be worth... Do you? And does it even want to go back? Tell you what. Oh, I'm having the ghosts aren't... Please be... Oh. Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when... So many chems, such variety. As for the Psycho, sometimes...
Well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been? Crawling through bits of radioactive muck again? Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good Lord, have you bathed at all since they pulled me out of you? Well, I see sarcasm hasn't eluded you. Fine, perhaps now isn't the best time, but it's the principle of the thing. Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, dick, unquote, as if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment? I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone, do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are. Well, look, it's all a very complex system of biofeedback and other things I wouldn't expect you to understand. Oh, all right. Perhaps I am, but at least I'm logical about it. I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you. Overrated biological feedback. Believe me. I suppose you're... Indeed. I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yeah. Well, I suppose you've convinced... Unfortunately, before we get... Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share. And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead. Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan? Right! Look out, Think Tank! This brain is... I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the Think Tank took. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Clyde will be in for a nap.
Right now. Oh, I hypothesize after the... If I recall, I wasn't trying to blast. That will be difficult. And they have an arsenal of vivisectors. Brain... If you could survive those... Although, I doubt... Well, you could try and... Well, there's many things they have. Much like your brain. Oh, or if not, then you came along. Oh, tell them I'm still alive. Or, and if you are partial to lying and deception, well, you could tell them a They're more than a little gullible. Better make... And if you speak of me...
fittest horse that ever ran a race. You require some addition.
You! Hey! Of course you don't. Why?
I was Dr. Mobius's... Oh yeah, like... Oh my...
I am a toaster is just... Buddy, if... Have you ever tried... You'd have...
Oh, God, look at you. Oh, it's just so. Would you...
You'll see, baby. I'm the original, certified, rarefied, testified GS2000 biological... You got seeds? Ah, good day, citizen.
You require some addition. You require some addition. The lobotomite returns. I recommend watch... Now, your brain. And what could we possibly have to speak about? With it, we can finally leave this place. And we have so many questions to... That is the most insane thing. Besides, there's no... The lobotomite. No. You speak the... How dare you... That's no deal. We could have escaped. Seen it all. Partner with you, I have a straight... Very well, partner.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The Sync Central Intelligence Unit was impressed by the amount of exploration the courier had undertaken. Facilities believed lost, destroyed, or ones that had simply gotten up and walked to new locations had been rediscovered by its intrepid new master. Internally, the artificial personality debated as to whether it preferred the old management to the new, and concluded that the courier's thorough approach to research and investigation was admirable and worthy of its respect.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better Scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The Sync atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the Showboat. One of them eventually transferred to the Lightwave Dynamics plant and began a long, unrequited affair with one of the holograms.
The Sync continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the Magneto-Hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names once too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X-8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues. It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, old world blues took on a new meaning. Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia,
It became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The Sync sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
Huzzah, sir! Huzzah! Huzzah!
Might I be safe in the assumption that
Hey there.
Welcome, sir, or...
Hey, you're the one who's...
Hey, thanks for getting Bill Ronte.
Welcome back, bud.